Hello everyone and welcome, I am Archara, and this is my Dragon Age playthrough. I'm going to be playing Dragon Age Origins 2, Inquisitions, and Dreadwolf. I'm going to be recording it all and uploading it. I don't normally talk during cutscenes where there's dialogue where I'm actively talking to people, I will be talking. But let's get started.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. May even be too late. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Alright, and with that we come to character creation. Dragon Age is one of my favorite game series. The Origins game I like because of the background and the flavor they add to the story. You can play multiple playthroughs, it's going to be different. So let's start with gender. Female. Men and women in Ferelden are generally regarded as equals. Both genders are evenly represented in most organizations, noble houses, and military forces. I'm only going to be reading the ones I choose, but I will show them all. I'll be playing a human, the most numerous yet divided of all the races. Only 4 times have they ever united under a single cause, the last being centuries ago. Religion and the Chantry play a large part in human society. It distinguishes them culturally from the elves and dwarves more than anything else. Humans can be warriors, rogues, and mages, and our benefits are +1 to everything. This is the elf one. I'm gonna pause for a little bit so you can read it if you want. You can pause. And then the racial benefits, willpower and magic, and then the dwarves. And then their benefits are strength, dex, con, and resist to magic. I'll be playing a human noble, that will be my background. But you can also play a mage. All of them start in the circle of magi regardless of race. And then there's also a Dalish elf, which is like a wood elf, a city elf, they live in slums. Dwarf commoner, I did not play this one. And then dwarf noble, you are like the second child of the king. I'll be playing human noble.
Greetings.
Alright, so I'm gonna bump up the intensities so I can see what color everything is. First, I'm gonna go to hair. And then black. Those eyebrows are fine. And then, let's see, blush color. Let's go with that. Lip color. Then we lower the intensity, lower it a little bit more. Eyeshadow color. That's the one I want. And then we lower it. I didn't want a tattoo. Hair, yep, we did that. Eyes, those are all fine. Eye color, we'll do that. I don't want to touch any of that. That's fine. Cheek width, cheekbone width. I just want to bring that in a bit. And that's all fine. Portrait's fine.
No, it is gone. Greetings. Greetings.
Charmed.
Greetings. Greetings.
Well, that didn't work. Well,
Greetings. I have lost the spell.
That'll be what I'll choose. And then I'll be Archara. And then I'm gonna put one into cunning because that's what we need for persuasion. I'll go over the attributes first. We have strength. It's renowned for warriors, two-handed weapons, and rogues. Dex. Willpower, which is like stamina and mana. Your mana pool if you're a mage. Magic is like the damage. If you're a mage, you don't really need it if you're not a mage. Well, you don't actually need it at all, I don't think. And then cunning. That helps with a lot of your skills, which is persuasion is one. Rogues also benefit from it. And then con, which is pretty self-explanatory. That is what I will do. I will get coercion. So some of the skills, we got coercion, stealing, trap making, survival, which is detecting the presence of nearby creatures, herbalism, making potions, poison making poisons and grenades, combat. That's for combat trainings for getting different skills. I'll show that later. But and then combat tactics. I'm not too sure what this one does. But combat training is for these and unlocks different ones. Like this one, you need expert combat training, improved. I will not be going dual weaponed. I think I'm going to be going sword and shield. Which is passive and activated. I will be playing on easy because I've actually never beaten the game on easy. I played it on a modded difficulty below easy. Because I couldn't ever beat it. I've played this game about 15 times. But I think it's going to be a nice challenge.
For generations, your family, the Kuzlans, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Kuzlan's banner in service to the crown. Not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True, that we both had less gray in our hair then, and we fought all legions, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pop, I didn't see you there. How? You remember my daughter?
I see she's become a lovely young woman. Pleased to see you again, my dear.
And here we come to the dialogue. I will be reading the dialogue choice I choose. So, and you, Archara.
My son Thomas asked after you.
Excuse me.
Perhaps I should bring him with me next time.
To what end?
Ha! To what end, she says. So glib, too. She's just like her mother when she talks like that.
See what I contend with, Hal? There is no telling my fierce girl anything these days. Make her bless her heart.
No doubt because you've trained her as a warrior. How unique.
At any rate, Pop, I summoned you for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
I'll do my best, Father.
Now, that's what I'd like to hear. Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes? There's also someone you must meet. Please.
Yeah, they like to play the mice. What a hearty chest beat. This must be an honorable man.
To be a guest within your hall, Tyrn Kuzland.
Your lordship,
I like the way he speaks.
You didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
They're an order of great warriors.
They are the heroes of legend, who ended the Blights and saved us all. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow Wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your daughter is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is my daughter we're talking about.
I think I'd rather like the idea, Father.
I have not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
Of course.
In the meantime, find Fergus, and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
But I'd like to stay and talk to Duncan.
You'll have plenty of time after we're gone. We must discuss the battle plans in the south. Be a good lass and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
There. Alright, so, this is the beginning of the origin story I chose. As you saw at the bottom of the character creation, there were the different origin stories, locked by race and class. This is the human noble one. You would start in a different place depending on what you ended up choosing. But where am I supposed to go? This way, I think. Let's go this way first.
I shall do it. Maker, prepare a place for us. Redeem our world from sin. Forgive our transgressions.
Maker, forgive us all!
Have you come to pray for your brother and father? I'd be happy to ask for the Maker's blessings with you.
I would appreciate that, Mother Malol.
Please, child. Call me Malol.
I just
known you
did.
Since you were a wee babe after all. Creator of the sky, the land, and the sea. Hear your people in our time of need.
Make her watch
no
over
man
us.
have cause to fear the shadows. Let their souls be lifted upon your return. So let it be. There now. I'll be keeping a vigil tonight. You're welcome to come. There are many more who must receive the Maker's blessings before they leave. If you would excuse me.
Thank you, Malal.
It is the least I could do. If the worst comes to pass, child, take comfort in knowing that the Maker's will takes many forms. We shall talk once the soldiers have departed.
When I talk to you again, I actually had more questions. Nope.
But I must attend the spiritual needs of those heading into battle. Perhaps tomorrow we may talk more.
All right, let's go this way. Good evening. What's in here?
Oh, my lady, we were just,
Ignoring your duties?
Well, the treasury's safe. I'm not even sure why the Terran stationed us here.
Don't worry about it, man. I won't say a word. Just don't even worry about
We
it.
appreciate that, my lady. Thank you.
There you are. Your mother told me the Terran had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Hello to you too, Sir Gilmore.
Pardon my abruptness, my lady. It's simply that I've been looking everywhere for you. I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again, and is threatening to leave.
Did the dog get into the larder again?
No matter how the maids try to keep him out, he always finds a way in. You know these Mabari hounds. He'll listen to his mistress, but anyone else risks having an arm bitten off.
True. Then I guess I should go collect
That
them.
would be wise, before Nan tears down the walls. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we?
To the kid. I need to talk to my brother first.
Your mother was quite specific. Unless the castle is under attack, you get that dog before doing anything else. Her words, not mine. Before we go, my lady, might I beg a question? I've heard from several people that a Grey Warden is here. Is that true?
His name is Duncan. I met him.
Then, is it also true that this Grey Warden was asking after me?
He intends to test you for recruitment.
Maker's breath. Are you certain? Can you imagine? Me, a Grey Warden? It would be everything I've dreamed of. Of course, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Pardon my outburst.
Alright, it's
Good
fine.
evening, my lady.
Oop, sorry. Good
It is
evening.
begun.
Hello, my dear girl. By
Hello.
chance, I am beginning to teach these young squires about your family's history.
Do we have to? History is boring.
Boys, you are referring to the Kuslands, the very family in whose castle you live. Show some respect.
Still the same taskmaster, master,
If the
I see.
mind is not exercised, it withers just as the body does. Perhaps you'd care to join me in teaching the lesson?
Certainly, I'd be happy to.
Wonderful. Oh, the Kusland history is long indeed. Where shall we start?
When was our line founded?
Records are vague, but the Kuslands became Tierns during the Black Age. Is that familiar, child?
Yeah, I remember something about an age in there.
Every day I pray to the Maker that my lessons will stick, and every day he tasks me anew. At that time, your family held only the minor title of Ban. When the werewolves reached this area, Ban Mather Kusland organized a curfew and patrols within the city. Several other local bands supported his efforts by swearing oaths of fealty, making him their Tiern.
We predate the founding of the kingdom? Yes.
Well, I'm glad some of my lessons don't disappear into that yawning chasm between your ears, young lady.
How dare you? You can't say that. Your lecturing does lead to yawning.
A pity you don't spend the same care whetting the edge of your mind as your tongue. At any rate, your family has held the tournure of High Ever since before King Callan had united Ferelden. In fact, Tierna Elethea Kusland battled Callanhad to maintain High Ever's independence.
We oppose the king?
The Kuslands are ardent royalists now, but at that time, Callanhad was unknown and considered dangerous by many. When Calenhad's army reached Highever, Tierna Elethea led the local bands against him. Obviously, Calenhad won.
And Callan has let us steep the Tierney?
Calenhad wished to unite Ferelden, not conquer it. After Elethea's men were defeated, Calenhad asked her to swear fealty. The boulder where they held council still stands today as a memorial of that event.
Tell us about our relationship with Arl Howe.
The history between the Kuslans and the Howes reaches back to the Orlesian occupation.
When did Orlais occupy Highever?
During your grandfather's rule. Of course, Orlais found it difficult to hold these lands. During the rebellion against Orlais, several battles were fought near Highever. The port village of Harper's Ford was the Turnier's center. Its Arl was Tarleton Howe. Though nearly 90, he was still as sharp and bitter as cheap ale. Your grandfather openly supported the rebellion, but Howe sided with Orlais. Your family was forced to seize Harper's Ford before it was all over.
We fought the Howes?
Your grandfather couldn't afford to lose Harper's Ford. In keeping the town, your family drove Orlais from its lands. The Howes eventually joined the rebellion, when all of Ferelden united behind King Merrick and General Loghain. Just as now we united behind Merrick's son, King Cailan, to fight the Darkspawn.
I think it's time to end the lesson, I think.
Thank you for indulging an old man.
I think twice.
Does that mean we have to listen to you now?
Silence! I will not have you two becoming smart-mouthed hooligans. Perhaps you should go. I doubt they need any more distraction. I'm just going to settle in here and apparently just talk to myself. Ask myself all this. Why do you do this?
Poor guy. Poor man.
Mother says the Darkspawn will all be killed and I won't see one. Is that true? Mother says the Darkspawn will all be killed and I won't see one. Is that true?